Hey class, it's Dr. Chili Quinn here, and I'd like to go over the final week overview for Writing 393. So you'll notice that the class has been front-loaded with just an absolute metric ton of discussions and assignments and readings and sample papers and audio and everything, right? Everything in the kitchen sink. Week 8 is much lighter. Now we're sort of just putting all of those final pieces together. And at this point, hopefully you have either workshopped with me your draft in a phone or a Zoom conference, or you submitted some notes for me, at least in the assignment field, so I could get you some feedback. I think feedback's important for an assignment. That is worth so many points. Note that a week from a week from Tuesday, if you're starting to watch this on like Wednesday morning, then you know you have your final week to go. Your assignment needs to be submitted by 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the last day of class. It's so important that everybody gets their work in on time. I can't give extra students extra time once the semester's over, so that deadline is a hard and fast deadline. You'll also notice earlier in the semester, you had a couple of discussion boards each week. In 1 week, I think you had 3. So now we're evening it out, and this week you only have 1, and then all you have to do is finalize those notes and submit that white paper to your external audience using the assignment rubric as a checklist. You've seen videos for a white paper to an external audience, so I don't have to include that here. But just note, the only discussion that you've got due main post Friday, obviously in response on Sunday, is choosing a podcast topic and sharing your findings with some of your classmates. Go back and remember the interviews. We listened to 10-Minute TechCom website. Just select one of the podcasts, take a quick listen, and this shouldn't take you long. And then write a short paragraph. I'm not going to write in the margins, hey, I'd really like you to expand this. At this point, you're finalizing your paper, and we're reflecting on sort of the technical writing experience and how technical writers share their experiences and the work that they do, and how, sort of technical writing as a field is evolving. And listening to podcasts is a way to disseminate that information, right? So anyhow, you get an opportunity to respond to this and to post your main assignment, and I will be around and available. So all you have to do is reach out and let me know if you want to workshop. The only time I'm not available is weekends. I mean, I'm working, but I'm not available for conferences on weekends. But if you want to chat with me Monday or Tuesday of the final week of class, you can. If you want to chat with me Friday before the weekend, you can, as long as it's not too late in the evening. And I just wish you the best of luck. If you've been putting in all the hard work, this is just a culmination of that hard work, and there's not a lot at this point that I think you have to worry about. But I would absolutely 100%, if I were you, I'm just going to remind you one more time, I'm going to view this as a learner. In activities and assessments, when you click into the assignment field and you go to white paper to an external audience, what pops up is the overview, right, as a PDF. And then as you scroll down, the assignment, the gradable assignment feature. Note, the length of this is 1,200 to 1,600 words. I'm seeing some papers in draft form that are 2,500 words, 3,000 words. That's too much. Your audience, it's not that more writing is better writing. That's not actually true at all in technical writing. Technical writing is succinct writing. Details are important. And this is a hybrid paper where you do have to explain and you write in prose, right? But at the same time, I'm not looking for a 3,000 word document. Around 2,000 probably should be the top end, okay? And we're talking from the beginning of your executive summary to the end of the conclusion. I really don't count reference in the word count, but this is important. I'm looking for this. And if you shift away and you write too much, sometimes that shows a lack of control. So just keep that in mind. Audience, like, it's clear who you're writing for and it's consistent. That's 24 points of the assignment. The executive summary is only 3. It's a practice. Doesn't have high value, but it's an important aspect of it. It's something hopefully the discussion postings and work with you in conferences helped you understand. The introduction is just 2 points. You'll notice significant value is in previous approaches and new findings. That is 22 points. Your conclusion is just 2. Your use of sources is 7. It's listed in APA format. So the only part of this white paper that has to be APA is the in-text citation and the corresponding reference. You're not required to have a double-spaced document. You can play with document design, especially considering we've already gone over PARC principles. You've got to have graphics, at least 3, and 2 of them should be original at this point, and they don't have to be fancy. But be really thoughtful about graphic choices, okay? And screenshots are not considered original graphics. That's basically something you building a table, building a chart, or for a flow chart, for example. That's original graphics. So it was important for me to clarify that. The quality and the message of the graphics is 12 points, because technical readers need to make sure that A, they can read those graphics, and B, that they're tied nicely to the sections of the essay, and that they're appropriate for the topic. So keep that in mind. Clip art will never be appropriate for the paper, but a basic table doesn't have to be fancy, but as long as the information you're providing makes sense in table form. So if you're wondering, how do I convey this data in some sort of graphic, that's the perfect opportunity to conference with me. And of course, your final grade has to do with grammar and punctuation. So that's it. If you have any questions related to any of the content from this week, all you have to do is shoot me a quick email. And if I can answer your question via email, I will. And if it seems more complex, I will recommend that we set up a time to chat together. I wish you phenomenal luck, although I don't think you need it. And I can't wait to see your final assignments.